sprinklers.
Yo, welcome back to the Open Mic Radio Show. I'm your host, Mike Brown with Greg.
Yes, sir.
Marcus.
42 regular.
Oh, man. And our special guest today, I met her at the, I always have a backstory.
Okay.
I have a backstory for everybody.
You better.
Okay, this is a good one.
Can't wait to hear this one.
Okay, so I was stalking.
Stop.
Let's put a pin in that already.
Right there.
We want to
Let's put a pin in that already.
for questions and concerns.
Ladies and gentlemen that's listening, no good story should ever start with
I was
stalking.
Well, let me back it up.
But I trust my brother. He's going to turn it around. He's going to turn it
Before
around.
he turns it around, let me back it up another further. He said, "Yeah, I met her," and I'm like, "Okay, make that sound. You know, you're married, so am I. Don't get yourself in trouble here. She's an attractive lady sitting here, and Radio Land can't see that." And he was like, and I was stalking. I was like, "Okay, back it on up, now. Come on, bring this home, Pastor." Mm-hmm. So I'm rooting for you here. I'm the deacon on the front row. I don't get it yet, Pastor, but the Lord said something for you to tell us. So
It's coming.
come on, Pastor.
Are we good?
Yes.
Okay.
Unpin now.
Okay, unpin. Okay, hold on. Need some background music.
Really? You had to cue the music again?
Yeah.
Key in the music's not helping.
Well,
No, not at all.
It's not like I
Adding to the
play.
suspense.
It's not like I played Jodeci, like freaking you.
I was trying to hear it. I was like, this
Well, that would kind of add to the stalking, but go ahead.
No.
definitely
So
back
what
on
happened
up.
was, okay, this is what happened. All right, no. So Wayne Man had said something about Candace August, right? So I was like, okay, that's where the stalking began. But it wasn't really I was stalking her. It's like I heard of her in the comedy scene, but I would always see her, and I'm like, oh, I know her, but I never speak to her. Like I would like she'd get off stage, and then she'd be like, all right, I'm about to go, and she'll leave, and I'm like, hey, I'm all right, I'll talk to you later. So I seen her at the library joint, right? The joint in the
Northwest.
yeah, the library. What's the
Northeast by Catholic University.
the library show?
The reading room?
The reading room. I say the reading room. They did just set.
Okay.
I'm like, oh man, that's a good.
Roosevelt.
I was like, she did the reading room. I'm like, oh man, that's a good set.
You were there?
Yeah, see what I'm saying? I was. That's what I'm talking about. The stalking. Like I was there.
He was behind the books.
This ain't getting no better.
Yeah.
This is a story.
So
That's
no. So then
you're digging your way out the hole slowly, but the dirt is still falling.
no,
Like,
because no. So then I saw at RFD. She performed. I'm about to speak to her, and she left because she'll do a set. Then she'll leave.
You were there?
I was there,
once again, the story is.
but
the
I
whole-
was.
the
But
hole's
I
getting
was.
bigger as
I was
you-
co-hosting that day at RFD. And she went early, so as soon as she went up, she had left, whatever. But I was there, so I finally got a chance to talk to her. I like, hey, good set. This is at Chief Heights, where she was the only one who sat through everybody's set who was bombing, because every comic, it was the last Chief Heights show, by the way. And every comic felt like they were the one who could bring the show back.
and no one could. No one could.
Every comic was like, I will put on my Superman cape or my Wonder Woman lasso, and I'm going in. And they would go up and they would bomb.
Apollo Creed.
And die.
Oh,
and die. But
and
Candace,
awesome at the same time.
But Candace sat there the whole time, like an audience member. It was like,
Did you laugh?
Yeah, I was actually paying attention. Probably the only one.
yeah, she was. She was the
in
only
bar.
one.
I was like, I'm gonna support local comedy, guys.
Bless your heart.
And then she went up and started singing Uptown Funk.
That's how you turn it
I
around.
cued the
Yeah,
DJ
yeah,
and
pretty
just had a
much. It was
dance
like-
party.
That's how you turn it
Why?
around.
You gotta know your crowd.
Yeah, she was like, you know what? Fuck these jokes.
Yeah,
Let's go.
exactly.
Right.
Hey,
Let's go do this.
I was like, I'm not even
not
gonna
gonna do what's
try
already
to
been
do
done.
this. Let's just.
Why reinvent the flat wheel?
So this is what I realized in this intro.
a
Stalking
stalker.
was the bad
Yeah.
term. Stalking was the bad term. Maybe it was like I didn't get a chance to introduce myself to
Stalking
her.
was a true term, though. It's kind of.
Should've layered in
She
with
said
that.
you were there. That makes it stalking, and the fact that one of those you were the host of, and she still said you were there.
You know, as you say that, I think of someone taking a picture at each place you was at of you, and then somewhere Mike is in the background.
Photobombing.
Yeah, just I was there.
No, I'm picturing Mike taking all of these pictures like a private investigator. Like it's just her walking out of the bathroom. Like she don't even know a photo is being taken of her from.
Somewhere there's like a beautiful mind room with all the pictures
They're
on the
all like-
walls,
with a time stamp.
equations
Like,
and stuff.
So this is what she does on a Wednesday afternoon at 4:32.
I'm sorry, honey. Okay, so I don't know if she listens to that. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, start covering right now for the lovely Miss
Yeah.
Candace August, y'all. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you. Real quick, what we're gonna start off slow.
Okay.
That did not come out right. With stalking and everything else, that did not go. I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna start off. What got you into comedy?
There you go. Get your-
Okay.
Thank
Good
you.
question.
I'm gonna sip me some
I
tea.
have just, I've always loved being funny, and I've always loved being the center of attention. So they kind of go hand in hand, right? Get on the mic and tell your jokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you started off in the because a lot of people don't know this. And what I mean, a lot of people.
You saying you've researched this?
I did some research. Well, no, because Wayne. Never mind. She started in the. She's in the right.
And Wayne Man under the bus with him quickly too. Like, it was Wayne Man.
Well, Wayne Man is the bus store.
Yeah.
Anyway, so never mind. So you're in the DC Comedies Writing Group, right? Mm-hmm. So talk about that experience and how did you find the group and all that.
Okay, so as I mentioned, I've always been into comedy. Just love being funny, telling jokes. And I was dating this guy who would always tell me that women can't be funny. And I was like, are you kidding? I'm hilarious. Yeah, I'm so funny. And he was like, whatever, we'll see. I know about this group that meets in D.C. and they're a writers group, and we'll go see what you got. And then we stopped seeing each other, and I ended up still going anyway by myself.
Hold on. Okay, so let's put a pin there for a second.
Put a pin in it.
Did he continue to go to the writers group? Because I could imagine that just being uncomfortable every Monday. Like
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what? I hate you. Well, that's why you have a little thing. Well, you know what? Like the writers group is taking a nasty turn.
No, he actually
And then Wayne
never.
Man be like, well, because I'm sorry.
No, he actually never went, but I have been going religiously ever since then. And it's a good experience for new comics. You can network, you meet a lot of the other comedians in the city, and they kind of give you direction on your writing. So the first time I went there, I had just the story that I wanted to tell that I thought was hilarious. And so I just told the story, and they kind of helped me punch it up and told me like where the funny was and what I should keep and what I should lose and what I should exaggerate. And that turned into my very first 3-minute bit, because when I first started out, I couldn't get any more than 3 minutes. And I do that bit to this day. So
You said you couldn't get any more. Like that's all they allowed you to do on stage.
when I was brand new,
Take the other two. Like, you know what? Screw y'all. Okay, I'm gonna do 5 minutes. Okay,
3 minutes.
If you don't
sets.
like it, Kurt or Wayne Man or Kiss Mike. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm not going to say the name of the guy because from what I understand, people don't like him too much in the comedy scene. But
All right.
I think I have a.
All right.
but yeah, he would only give newbies 3 minutes. So
Well,
and
we'll probably mistakenly say his name openly.
I might say it right now.
We've been known to say that like from time
we
to
name
time.
drop on this show.
Yeah.
But no, we don't actually want to name drop. Most times we're like, I'm not gonna say the person's name, Tony.
And
Like,
then
I'm sorry. Okay, well, this is we know who
It was
is.
one time we were like, man, we're not gonna say the name, but then you hear like in the back right here is with a Sharpie, like write the person's name on his
I heard that podcast. Y'all said the name several times thereafter.
And somebody just spells it accidentally. Hold on, is that a D-A-M-O? Is that
Is that two X's?
yeah, so we won't say his name just yet.
But
I haven't even
Yeah. I like how you say just yet.
Yeah, just
right, I feel it's coming. But anyway, so I would get 3 minutes, and he was that particular promoter had me on for a couple of shows, and it was actually Leon Scott who was the first one to give me 7 minutes.
Nice.
And I was like, I thought I was like, oh my God, 7 minutes. And I've kind of been building from there.
Okay.
What is some of your goals in comedy starting? I mean, just starting out, but what are you aspiring to get
That's
to?
a good question.
Besides
Right.
defending women, like women can be funny.
Yeah,
Damn it.
yeah.
Proving something out here.
That's important to me. I kind of have set a goal to do every single open mic in the city, every promoter's room and every night. I want to do all of those. So I've almost done them all over the past 5 months. So that's kind of an immediate goal. And on the long-term goal, just to go as far as I can in this comedy thing. Maybe one day be taping my own 1-hour HBO special.
And and I'm glad you said that because there's a wonderful underground DVD right now that's been sold from the trunk of my car.
It's not about you right now.
I feel like we're just part of one big commercial.
I mean, ultimately it is, but
It's like that 4 a.m. commercial.
Infomercial?
Yeah, that's exactly what this
I actually
is.
can't wait to watch it. I think it's going to be good.
it is good.
It's actually excellent, but we're not going to talk about how great.
No,
I am.
no.
We're not going to talk about how great I am.
No, we have the whole rest of the show to do that, Mike.
We have a whole season to do that.
I feel like we will. I feel like that's
What kind of man talks about another man? David Dash voice. Sorry,
calls him a boss.
boss.
So how long you been doing comedy for?
I have been so I lived in New York for a couple of years.
Okay.
And I actually took one of those stand-up comedy courses. It's like 3 or 4 weeks long. You do one like hour, a couple hours a week, and then at the end of the thing, you get a 5-minute set.
Okay.
At the It was like one of the bigger places in New York.
Okay,
like
that
the
sounds like one of the bigger
Improv,
places.
Or I can't remember.
Caroline's?
It definitely wasn't Caroline's. I want to say it was the Comedy Cellar or
Okay.
something like that. I can't remember, but it was one of the huge places. And they gave us everybody in the audience were students in the class. It was
Right.
it was just us because it was like on a Tuesday at like 2 PM that they gave us this mic time.
I can't go because I gotta
I'm at
finish
work.
my
Like,
shift.
what are you talking about?
These fries ain't gonna drop themselves in this grease. I'm sorry.
And so I did that. I loved the experience. It was like a head rush. And but I lived in New York, so I didn't have time to do stuff that I was for free. I had to have like 4 jobs because I
Right.
lived in New York.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And so I never followed through with it, but it was always something that was there that I wanted to keep doing, and it never ever went away. And then here recently, 6 months ago, this guy's telling me that you're not that fun. You're all right, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna show you. And then I've been on stage ever since.
Right on.
Now say his name. We don't
Yeah,
mind.
now we
Say
could
his
we
name.
could put
Please
whoever that was on
Please say his
blast.
name. We
I'm
love
certain
that.
he's not friends with
Please
the 4
name
people
drop.
that are listening in.
Please name drop.
Drop his name.
Is he a
Come on.
comedian?
He's not.
What is his
Oh
name?
yeah,
What
we
is
could
his
definitely
name?
name drop
Let's go.
him.
We won't say the other person's name
Yeah.
because of future.
Because I like to get booked one day.
Right.
Yeah, man, well,
Well, I haven't.
And that guy
yeah.
does several shows. The,
yeah,
the
he
one
does,
that we,
actually.
the name that we will not say.
Yeah, he
I
does.
haven't,
And
I haven't,
he's-
I haven't booked me yet. So
Well, he's very good for newbies. Like,
Yeah,
once
he'll give you
once
a
when you
chance.
first start. Like when I first started at a hood room, so it was like, hey, how's everybody doing? Get off the stage! Like, that's all my time. Well, thank y'all. And I worked my way through that room. Like that was my only mission was to just get off the stage with it. What? Who said that? Like just to conquer that room.
Yeah.
And once I left that room, he was one of the first people that gave me a chance outside of those hood rooms. And it was like, hey, how's everybody doing? Oh, nobody gonna yell out? Oh man,
It's a little
I
different.
can
huh?
actually finish this set.
Oh, that's cool. Well, you know what? I'm aggressive anyway. Like, but he, I appreciate him for that. But after that newbie stage wore off,
You never hear from him again. Kind
you
of.
got to know somebody after that type of thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a drop off. Like hey, can I get up? Like your email just goes into cyberspace.
Yeah,
But we back cool again because I think I got a show coming up with him. So
Sweet.
shout out to him, and I'll say your name probably like right at the end.
please, yeah. See what you can do for me.
look at God.
Because I like his room.
Let me tell you how my God. See how my God work. And he will work for you also when you buy my new DVD that's in the trunk of my car.
Jesus is looking down like I had nothing to do with this.
There's
okay?
no such thing as shameless plugs.
Jesus is like, you charge me for a DVD, okay? And I'm doing the shipping and handling myself. I'm the shipper and the handler.
Okay, so I got to ask this question. All right, you need to tell us at least one of your good times doing comedy and one bad time.
Okay.
Yeah, we all got them.
And I will try to do it without name dropping.
If you get close, I might drop the name for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to say, we will do that.
Yeah,
We're definitely alley-oopers right here. See, even if it wasn't an alley-oop throw, I'm just dunking the ball.
Who was at Southeast DC and did like Chico?
Yeah. No,
Chico's
Chico.
room.
Tony Spoon. Oh, okay. All right, I thought I had it right. So that might happen.
Okay, let's start off with the good times. Definitely that set at Chief Ike's when I just said, forget the jokes, let's just dance. That was awesome.
Did you dance?
I did. I just kind of led. Everybody was up there dancing. It was awesome.
Visual picture in my head.
Yeah. It
Go.
Sorry, Mrs. Brown.
I think one of my favorite times was when I did Sally's. Sally's had a very urban crowd, and I wasn't sure how they would receive me. And I was very, very nervous, but I got up there and I did my set, got my laughs, and I loved it. 'Cause I kind of faced the fear and got through it, and it was cool. Mike was there, and I actually saw him. And knew he was there that time.
Shout out to Attack of the Comics, Haywood, Turnsley, and Mike Brown. Yeah, that's what we did. Solace. I could name drop
This
that.
time he wasn't behind a bush or anything.
No.
Just hide behind a space heater.
Well, what the few times I was hanging for the Raptors upside down with my camera.
But it was a great room, good energy. I judged the crowd more than they judged me. And I was like, they're going to hate me, and it's not going to go over well. It went great. I loved
That happens
it.
to Mike every week.
Yeah.
They're gonna hate me.
Yeah, I do it every single time. Like, man, they're gonna. Oh, they love me, but they hate me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? He's right. We do hate.
If you do hate me, you can still buy a DVD.
I hate his DVD.
Watch it and hate me while you watch it.
I'm gonna buy one and watch it and hate him.
It was once I got outpromoted, but I got outplugged by another plug because it was hip hop. So I was like, I got my DVD. They were like, yeah, but I got this mixtape. They're like $5. Like, you can just take my tape.
That's funny. How'd you get outplugged? I'm recording mine right now.
you in my studio space. Like, okay.
But speaking of hip hop, so the Solly show, they also have local artists, musical artists, and that was cool too because they showed a lot of love. They were, they're like, we're here doing our thing, you're here doing your thing. Just support local artists.
Did they try to merge things?
Oh, super cool.
You're doing your thing. I want to do our thing.
I remember that set now. Now I remember. This is what happened. I got a story. Have another backstory.
Okay.
She was at Solly's, right? She had said something to the fact because when she went up there, every dude was like, "Oh, she fine," like that. Right?
Exactly.
In their head, they were like,
Merge our hip hop and comedy thing together.
Yeah. So then they was talking to the whole time. I know what dudes are not listening. They're just like, "Oh, she fine, right? She funny too, but she fine." And then she's like, funny
too, but she fine.
she said she was like in the.
That's what they were. I'm sorry. That's what they were yelling.
Yeah.
Oh, she fine. She funny too, but she fine. Oh man. Shout out to the dudes yelling that.
She said she was in some part of Virginia, and like you could just hear the silence, and everybody was like, "Doo, doo, doo."
Because dude's like, oh, I ain't driving to
I
Virginia.
ain't going to Virginia.
I said I live in Sterling, Virginia. You heard some dude in the back go, "Damn."
Right, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah,
You had to say Pentecost.
Like, she fine, but she ain't driving out to Sterling
she
fine.
ain't messing with them cops. Fine.
Like
Them
she
Virginia
ain't
cops.
good.
She ain't paying tolls fine.
Nah, ain't nobody paying no tolls. Ain't nobody
Last time I went to Sterling, you remember that time you had to come and get me, right? Right,
Everybody
Rollo?
has
You
a
know-
bad Virginia
Oh, my
story.
God.
You know my tags are dead. Why would I go on Sterling?
Remember that last time when I was in the middle of the HOV lane cut off? Yeah, that was the last time with Sterling.
Meet me in the middle. Meet me in Alexandria.
That's exactly what that is. Meet me at
Caught
Pentecost
that
City.
charge out in Virginia.
Right at the other end of a bridge. Sterling.
And so,
Sterling? I'm sorry.
It's so far from everything. I have to drive 45 minutes for anything. It's a heartbreak.
That makes me feel lazy. Just like I didn't have to drive 45 minutes to go there, and I didn't go anyway.
it's like Frankie. I know she always she lives in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
But she go all the way out like Baltimore, and I'm like, more power to you because I'm not going to Baltimore.
You got to show me $1 or a stripper or
Like something got to give. Give me a key of Coke or something. But if you go,
A brick.
It's just so fun, and that's what led me to talk to Wayne about starting my own open mic. I was like, I need to start one out here because I'm so tired of driving to DC or Maryland for everything.
so real quick, before we cut you off. Talk about your podcast. You have one. I know it's you, Mike Black, another white person, one more white person, and Wayne.
John Quinn.
racism at its best.
John Quinn's the one who kind of heads the podcast. He edits it and publishes it. He's amazing. And then it'll be whatever random members of the meeting that want to participate. And he will lead a discussion, and we'll do that. So the Washington, D.C. Writers Group, we get together, we'll do a writing exercise. So there'll be a prompt, and everybody will write a joke about it. And then we'll
give us an
record.
example of that, too. a little later on.
Let's see.
I mean, I'm not putting you on the spot now. Like this.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm trying to think what the last one was. Okay, so one time, Mandy, who is the co-founder with Wayne,
Shout out to
Mandy
Mandy.
Dalton, what she did was she brought a deck of cards, and everybody was supposed to write down a job that you would hate to do. And then she put
Besides their own.
some outlandish job that you would hate to do. Then she put the stack of index cards back together, and everybody else would have to pick a card, and then you write a resignation letter for this horrible job.
Wow.
It was hilarious. One of the things I put down was elephant trainer. And this dude was hilarious. He said, this was his resignation letter. He's like, "Dear Dumbo, if you're reading this, my job here is done."
Very good.
I thought it was hilarious.
Quality.
But yeah, so that's what we do, and we'll record the people's answers from the writing exercise, and then we do a panel discussion of this one was good and why, this one needs work and how could we fix it, how could we punch it up, what can be taken out or added to make this funnier. And that's what the podcast is. And they do it every week, or every other week we'll record the writing exercise. And there's been 2 specials that were not about the writing exercise. It was one where I interviewed Wayne about what it takes to start an open mic of your own. And then there was another one where we just discussed writing styles and how people come up with their material. Yes.
I have a question. What keeps people from getting... Because we know comedians are very sensitive people.
Very.
So I'm just picturing someone having their joke pulled out and them saying, okay, let's look at how bad this joke is. Let's think about, well, we need to fix this. It's like, well, your joke wasn't that funny either. Who are you to tell me, Wayne, man, that my joke wasn't funny? And like, I mean, what keeps that from
So
happening?
we thought about that. What we do is the bad, air quotes, joke, which is not necessarily the bad one, but the one that can use some work. We always choose that from the people who are doing the podcast. So if it was the 4 of us doing it, we would have to pick the bad joke as one of ours, so we can talk about it. And then the good joke can be picked from anybody who agreed to have their joke released and recorded. Yeah, that's how we do it. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I always want to pick a bad joke from just the whole lot, and they're like, we can't use anybody's joke if they weren't here.
Like, it's like, oh, we have a phone call. It's me. I heard you. The joke is kills in rooms. You don't know nothing.
In the urban rooms at that. They won't tell me to shut up. They love that joke.
Love that. You don't know nothing.
But I don't like to look at it as this is a bad joke. I like to look at it as like, this is how this one can be made better. But I think the way that you're saying it, comedians are sensitive people, and they would see it that way.
Yeah.
Why did you pick mine as a bad joke?
Yeah, won't you pick one of your jokes, huh? Because people love that joke.
Wayne Man. I just love saying Wayne Man. Me and Wayne Man have like this ongoing beef that neither one of us know we have yet. Like I see it, like every chance I get, whenever I see a post on, I'll be like, "Hey Wayne, I can't stand you." Like I post a meme to like to desensitize the anger, but it's still there.
I do hate you.
Like yesterday, was it? It was on Ralph Cooper's status, right? Shout out to Ralph Cooper. He was talking about it was an article that was about stop telling people on Facebook that you killed. So he called out Jelani.
I was just about to say that.
For real?
Every time, killing it. I love Jelani.
So he called out Jelani, right?
Whoa!
And somehow I think I mentioned Wayne Man in the article. I put a picture of the state attorney Mosby. And I said, I'm just sitting here waiting for Wayne Man to do an interview with this dude Dunham, because he does an interview for everybody but DC Comics. So he comments back. So then I put another picture of Mosby up. Like, I'm just waiting on my interview. So he does this long plug about who he already interviewed, like Judy Carter and like the person who wrote for Friends. I noticed a trend. You saying everybody but the people in DC. He tried to change the subject. Now, mind you, I keep putting the picture of Mosby up. It's different pictures of her.
Oh man!
So he keep putting these pictures up. He was like, "Oh, have y'all noticed we hijacked the thread?" So then I put a picture up and said, "Hey, I noticed you tried to change the subject. I think I won. I'm gonna go work out now." And I left. He didn't comment back. I'm waiting for Wayne Man. Wayne Man, if you listen, I'm waiting for you to comment back. I got pictures of the man there. I am.
You're a cyber bully.
He started
A
it.
comedian cyber bully.
He started it.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Wayne. He's so sweet. I love him. He welcomed me right away. The first time I ever went to the writers group. He's just great.
Marcus.
Not gonna let you off the hook. Because you told us about a great time. Did you tell us about a bad time?
Yeah.
I was waiting. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was just gonna kind of wait it out.
Okay.
We had those too.
Yes. It was another urban crowd. It was before I had done Sally's, and this is what gave me the fear. I don't want to say too much about it and give it away, but it was.
We're probably gonna fill in the blank.
It was half comedy, half karaoke. Okay. And
we all looking to the sky.
Yeah, that's.
And if you give me some paper, I'll write it. But
Searching
it was
for paper.
half comedy, half karaoke. And
I'm trying to figure it out myself.
It was
What
in
day of
this-
the week was this? Do you remember?
oh, I can't remember because I never went back.
She's not trying to give us clues, Marcus. I don't know the date.
It's like it had to be like a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
We're in here scouring for Sharpies. Mike is about to prick the end of his fingers as if he has diabetes. Just write with this.
And
He's constructing a pen. I mean, really.
oh, and I'll tell you another really bad one too. That one I can probably say the name of it, but I won't. But anyway, so it was this urban room. It was out in DC, and it was half comedy, half karaoke, and just none of the people were really like listening.
Engaged,
Yeah, it was I guess it was a sports bar. They had this huge TV with the game on that they didn't even turn off. right behind.
Been there.
So the comics are performing, and the stage, if you will, it wasn't even really a stage. It was just an area up in the front. Was right by the door. So not only are you performing and people aren't really paying attention to you because they're all turned up and drinking and they're doing whatever else, but you're right by the door. So anybody that comes in or leaves is walking right in front of your set. You got the TV playing the game
been there
on
too.
above
Your
you.
jokes weren't good enough to keep me in my seat. I apologize.
And it was one of those things where you are like struggling to take control of the room, and it's a battle you're not going to win. They're either paying attention to you or you're not. And the thing that made it so much worse is because both of these, I'm going to do another bad story. It's the same way. I had asked all these people to come with me, so I had like 5 of my friends there watching me struggle. They were the only people paying attention to me. And I got off the stage and they were like, you did okay. You were so funny.
It was good. I thought you were funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I laughed.
Yeah. And
Aside from them 2 dudes that walked in front of you.
Honestly, you know what? I got the last joke. I didn't
They just didn't get it.
Watch out, Kevin Hart.
They were so supportive, and they were actually paying attention to me, so they actually could tell if I was, funny or not, because they actually were the only people who listened to the set. And the other comics kind of came up and just kind of freestyled and kind of joned on the crowd. It wasn't really people who had a tight practiced set. And so that was one of the things my friend told me. It's like, you were the only one who went up there and had practice material. You could tell that it was something that was rehearsed and written, and we like that. So they were like struggling to compliment me.
They're gonna stop supporting you.
Yes.
They're gonna stop.
That was it.
I just want to put that out there. They're gonna stop, and then they're gonna come back. So how's that comedy thing going?
How's that little thing you do? You know that when you stand up and
I love it how they always downplay that little. You still tell your little jokes.
the little
Jokes in your little clubs.
Mine used to be worse because of the comedian that shared the name that I did, and he was on TV, and it was like, "Hey, is this you, ISB?" Hell no. You sure? I'm pretty certain that I haven't done a special that I didn't know about.
There was another, do you even know who that is?
Yes. I'll say his name.
Do you even know who that is?
funny story. I got a funny story.
Yeah, we can say that, man.
Okay, yeah. So when I first started doing comedy back at All Stars Comedy Club, it was me, Dave Tullis, and the first person ever put me on the show was Dingbat. And
oh man,
and so he put me on the show, and like he helped me like gain that edge. Like I didn't have to go to urban rooms because he brought the urban to me. He brought it to me. So I did like 2 shows. I did several different shows. I always get called to do a show where they love me for some odd reason. Like his shows always start like, the show starts at 8:00. But the show, once you get there, the
starts
show
at 10:15.
Yeah, 10:15, 2:00 in the morning. Like, and, like this one show.